Hi fantasy managers and welcome to FPL Team Talks. In this video I'm going to go through my team selection for game week 7. I'm going to look at how I did in game week 6. We'll talk about possible transfers I'm making and my starting 11 as well as captaincy. So if you enjoy these sort of videos, please give a like. Don't forget to subscribe. In the meantime, let's take a look. So after wildcarding in game week 6, it wasn't an absolute storm as you can imagine. I actually went down in ranks. It was far from perfect, 42 points. And the only people that really saved me, I think, was Semenyo. That was a bit of a double-edged sword, not really wanting him to score against the team I support. Buemo came through, but everyone seems to have him. Rodgers, again, not a great deal of satisfaction in that because he is so highly owned as well. Havertz was great. It was good to see him get that goal at the end. What was a little bit annoying, I think, was that we had all the indecision about Raya, who's in all my drafts, and then, don't know, he didn't really cost me anything. I've gone for Ederson instead, so I've not doubled up on an Arsenal defence, and I might regret that tomorrow, but I have doubled up with Ederson, and then Lewis starting. Did I fall for the trap? Only time will tell if it was a trap. But Lewis only got 2 points. Gabriel Trent 1, so not much happening for me. I suppose the only people that really particularly did well is if you own Palmer. And he just wasn't ever in my thinking, if I'm honest. He was never in any of the drafts. Just going to go Saka. To get him, Saka, Haaland, someone like Trent in, was just never on the cards. And Saka was never in any doubt as to coming in. Did I go through the knee-jerk thinking about bringing Palmer in? I don't think I have, really. I've just I don't have any plans to get him in. I think maybe more likely Salah will join the club before the likes of Palmer, and it will have to be Trent that downgrades. But it wasn't a great week. Porro was on the bench, kept him. Can't really regret that. That just away at Man U, that just made perfect sense, and possibly another benching for him this week as well. I've got that decision to make. Spoiler alert. But all in all, it's disappointing. It's frustrating, and that Palmer, God, you can't predict that. That's just one of those things. I don't think he is still a great option. Am I rushing to bring him in? I could definitely fit him in. But no, I'm just not. I'm not going to be bringing him in, guys. So let me know what you think about that. In terms of moving forward then, in terms of the next game week that we have, side looks pretty decent. I do have 2 transfers to use. And the way the team will set up will be Ederson in goal against Fulham. Lewis, I've got to start him. Now I've gone down this route, I am worried that he won't start tomorrow against Fulham because he played the full 90 in midweek. So that is a definite worry. Gabriel, Saka and Havertz, pleased to own all 3 of those. But Lewis is the problem, isn't it? Probably not much I could do about it now. I was going to look up actually how many times he's come off the bench. It just doesn't matter because I'm going to be playing him whatever. Trent away at Palace. Let's just see how that happens. There's potential for a clean sheet then. Buemo's going nowhere. Semenyo has been decent. It was him or Smith Rowe. So at the moment, Semenyo's paying me back. And on the bench, I've got a little bit of an issue, I guess. I don't like he's played on the bench twice in a row now because the fixtures haven't been amazing. They will get better for them. It's just a case of Porro away at Brighton. Now, if I'm playing Lewis, the only players I could possibly, I think, bench is maybe Digne at home to Man United. Do I think Man United are likely to score? You know, I can see them scoring. Yeah, maybe Digne for Porro is the right, but I do think Brighton have got just as good a chance of scoring. So Brighton at home more likely to score against Tottenham than Man United away at Aston Villa. I think I'll probably back Digne at this moment in time. There's very little in it. But if Lewis doesn't play, Porro's first in on the bench. I'm happy to play away at Chelsea if needs be. And Diblin, he is just that absolute cheap enabler on the bench. Though next week against Leicester, perhaps he actually will get some game time. I actually sort of reading and listening to other people who've just absolutely gone Haaland all in and there's not much consideration. I think I'm a bit closer to this sort of wondering whether Saka should get the armband. But I think it's madness to go to Haaland. His home record is just unbelievable. To not back him with the captain's armband just is ridiculous. So I think I've just absolutely got to go full in on him. So yeah, the side looks pretty good. In terms of transfers, I just have no interest in making transfers. The side, I think, even despite last week, is fine. And that sounds crazy, but I think, look at those green fixtures. They look decent. And I have just wildcard. So suddenly, I'm not going to suddenly rip that wildcard up and make changes. It was a well thought and considered wildcard. So nothing really has changed, except for Palmer scores 4 goals in 1.5. am I going to suddenly, does that make my wild card appalling? Does it make all decisions I've made wrong? Of course it doesn't. So I'm happy to just hang fire at this moment in time. I think more likely would be in a couple of game weeks, possibly next week, maybe bringing out Saka and Havertz and bring the likes of Solanke and another midfielder could be on the cards. But we'll have to see, because Trent is also another option. But I've got 2 free transfers this week. I'll have 3 next week. It does give me flexibility. That's how my side sets up. That's everything for this one then, guys. As I promised, I have kept it quite short and sweet. Any questions you got, please put in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll come back at you next week with a watch list, team selection, all that good stuff ready for game week 8. So good luck with your game week 7, and I shall see you on the other side.